Would you rather have a 50% return on £100 or a 5% return on £1,000? Welcome to the Index Fund Review channel. Happy New Year. In this video, I'll be looking at what can happen to your percentage return when you dollar cost average. Now, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that the largest holding in my portfolio is the Legal & General Global Technology Index Fund. But if you're new, I'll give you a quick overview of the fund. So it is an index fund that tracks technology companies globally. So it focuses on the technology sector. It contains mostly large cap companies with a few mid caps. And the top 10 holdings are the well-known US tech giants, the likes of Apple, Microsoft, Google, and Facebook. And then you've got Nvidia, Taiwan Semiconductor, Samsung, ASML, and Adobe. In terms of geographic exposure, 80% of the fund, the companies are from the US, and you've also got some exposure to some Asian companies and some European companies. Now, I've been buying this fund on Fidelity since September 2019, dollar cost averaging every month, regardless of whether the stock market is down 30% like it was in March 2020, or whether it's up at all-time highs like it was at the start of this year, 2022. And if you look at my return, it's just below 3%, about £150 from £5,000 invested. If you watch my first video on this fund, at that time I had a 27% return, about £200 return from $800 invested. And this is exactly the point of this video. When you dollar cost average, your percentage return might reduce as you keep adding to the investment. This is because when you buy when the market is at all-time highs, it increases your cost basis. Now, some people will tell you, don't buy when the market is up. Wait for it to come down, wait for a crash, wait for it to reach the bottom of the crash. But the question is, would you rather invest as a one-off during a crash and have huge percentage returns and then wait another 7 to 10 years for the next crash to invest again? Or would you rather have more invested because you keep adding to it regularly and have a smaller percentage return on a larger amount? In the example at the start of the video, in both cases, the return is 50 quid. But when the market goes up over time, as it has done for the past 100 years plus, in the latter case, you only need a 1% increase to get to 60 quid. Whereas in the former case, you'll need a 10% increase. And in addition to that, you'll have inflation to contend with, eating away at the money you've got waiting on the sidelines for the next crash to invest. So for me, it's a no-brainer. As the quote goes, time in the market beats timing the market. Now, having said all that, I have taken advantage of the correction that we're currently in at the moment. A correction is when the market drops by between minus 10% to minus 19% from its all-time highs. So I know it's a bit painful right now, but no, the market has not crashed. Well, not yet anyway. It might do so. Who knows? It's not considered a crash until you have a drop of more than 20%. And to be honest, actually, if you look over here, the S&P 500 hasn't actually closed lower than minus 10 as of the time of this recording on Friday, January 28th. So technically, it's not even a proper correction yet. It has dipped below minus 10% intraday, but it hasn't closed below that. The lowest it's got to, as you can see here, is minus 9.8%. But anyways, the point is the market is down. The Nasdaq is down even further than the S&P. This is mainly because this correction has been driven by the decline in growth stocks like technology companies. So looking at yesterday, 27th of January, it was down over 15%. But it's had a little bounce back today. We'll see how it carries on during the rest of this month and the next month and the rest of the year. So what have I been doing? So although I don't try to time the market, I do buy more heavily when the market is down. So I do whatever I can to find some extra cash to invest on top of my usual monthly amount. And in this case, I've been selling my single stock investments in all companies and using the profits from that to buy the L&G Global Tech Index Fund. So as you can see, year to date, the energy sector is the only sector that's actually green. It's up around 19%, and it was also the best performing sector last year. And so I had some companies, some oil companies where my returns were 100% plus. So I took these profits while I'm ahead and use it to buy the dip in technology, which as you can see is down 13%, the second worst just ahead of consumer discretionary, which is down about 15%. Now looking at my transaction history and Fidelity, I've been buying in small chunks all throughout January. I've not been waiting to see when the bottom is. I've just been buying all the way down, and I'll be buying all the way up. So you can see here, £50 on the 24th of January, 500 here, 600 there. All since the start of January. Since tech has started going down, I've just been buying in small chunks all the way down, and I'll be buying all the way up. So what are you doing to take advantage of the current stock market correction? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.